It's been a few weeks, but I am finally feeling better and ready to give you guys an update, so let's go. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel, X Stitch and Chill. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I'm really excited to give you guys this update because it has been a while. If you're new here, my name is Kelsey and this channel is all about cross stitch and the chill things I am doing while I stitch. When I was gonna film my last FlossTube, I got really sick and I didn't have a voice for like a week. And then I got sick again, like on top of that sick. And then I was coughing and I still really had like no voice and it was all raspy. I still feel like a little bit raspy, but it's not as bad as it was before. And then I went to Dallas for my daughter's first travel cheer competition. So that was really fun. Wild, lots and lots of cheerleaders. But it was really fun. They did really great, and now we're back. I didn't take a ton of stuff with me to Dallas to stitch on because I knew I wasn't going to have a lot of time. So I took a couple small projects, and I even got a finish while I was there. I actually have two finishes for you guys, but before we get into that, I made a spreadsheet because I was tired of putting it in the comments, but I made a Google Doc of all of my whips and all of my to be stitched with links and fabric and everything. And I'll put that link in the description below. So if you ever have any questions about what I'm stitching, who designed it, what fabric I'm stitching on, how I'm stitching it, you can go there and find everything all in like one little nice spot. There's two tabs. One tab is current whips and the other tab is to be stitched. I think it's just going to be easier to update it from there than like copy and pasting from each video. So if you're interested in all those things, there'll be a link below. So I have a start and finish. Start finish. It's really small, so don't get too excited. I am hopefully teaching a cross stitch class on this coming Sunday, so the 10th in Denver. If you have any friends in the area who don't cross stitch and you want to suck them in, send them to me. And so I wanted to do something small and cute, attainable, not a ton of colors for the class, so people could feel successful. And so I went on Etsy and I was kind of having my sister help me pick out some things, but I decided to go with these dinosaurs, which are from Altion embroidery on Etsy. And I did 3 patterns, but this is the only one that I ended up stitching up for like a mock thing. I'll show you the other ones when we get to haul, but this is my little dinosaurs. They're in love. They're super cute. My little T-Rexes in the desert. I figured this one would be nice for a class because it's not too big, which is nice. There's only 2 colors. I mean, you could do whatever colors you wanted on this, really. And then there's some like confetti down in the bottom with the dirt. So getting people to understand how to do confetti and counting it out and everything. So yeah, it turned out really cute. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I'll be showing the class how to finish your pieces in the hoop. So I'll finish it in the hoop and then I don't know if I'll keep it in there or if I will move it to something else. But yeah, that's my start and my finish of my little dinos. And then I got a second finish. I finished this while I was in Dallas. It was pretty much done. So I didn't have many stitches to do. I think it was only like 250, 300 or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, I did finish it, and that is Witch's Brew from the Witchy Stitcher. I need to iron it, and I want to get like a funky frame for it. In the pattern, the picture of it, she has it in like an oval, like ornate little frame. And I think that's kind of what I want to do with it. I just got to find the right frame for it, which is always more difficult than you think. I don't know why. I have a hard time with it, but I stitched this on 18 count wild wasabi, I think it's called, which I got from My Vintage Needle Arts on Etsy. So it's like this acidy green, but not like super annoying acid green. And I did take out part of the pattern. There was like two little like moons with pentacles on either side, and I just liked it as the tea. I didn't feel like doing that part, so because I love tea, so I just wanted to do the tea part. I decided not to do that part, but I like how it turned out. It's super cute, and I'm excited to frame it. I just got to find the right frame. I might have to go like thrifting and find something and like spray paint it black or something, but what she had on hers was really cute. So I need to go searching for a cute frame for this one. But that one is finished. Yay. I love marking off projects like it's done. I feel like I float between being a process stitcher, like just enjoying working on it, and being like, I want to finish something. So I like having these small projects in with my really big projects so that I can kind of like have a little bit of the best of both worlds, you know? But yeah, I'm excited to have a couple finishes and feel like I've accomplished things, you know, like I hit goals. All right, so on to my whips. So it was full coverage February, but I did work on a couple other projects. I think the last time I talked to you guys, I had finished my 3,100 stitches on Deathly Hollows, which was really exciting. I haven't done anything else on that one, so there's no progress on Deathly Hollows for this update. But I do plan on getting back into Deathly Hollows now that it's a new month to get some more progress on that and get my 3,100 stitches again. But yeah, I also worked on Heart of the Winter a little bit. This is a tiny bit. But this one is a series of 4. I have already finished spring, fall, summer, spring, autumn, summer. And so now I'm working on winter. I think it was supposed to be done at the end of February, but I am way behind. So I'm working on it. This is what it looked like last time. I showed you guys, I'm not quite sure where I was, and I didn't go back and look. So this is what I look like. And here is where we are now. So I'm just kind of trucking along with page 2 over here. There's like a big cabin and then some leaves on all these trees and stuff. I did a little bit down here just because I was doing the brown in these trees on the border. And I had extra thread, so I was like, oh, I'll just do a couple of the trees down there. So it's slowly getting there. I like working on this project. I really do. It's just, yeah. I just find other things to do. And the fandom challenge, which we're going to get to for this month, you know, like last year was full coverage and this is not full coverage. And last month was full coverage and this is in full coverage. So I didn't work on it that much. And I don't know if it'll get a ton of work on it this month as well because of what the challenge is. So we'll have to see. But yeah, I think I'm like more than a quarter through it. All right, my next whip that I worked on was my Temperature Galaxy, which is a design from Climbing Goat Designs. And I am stitching this on black 18 count Aida. I think it's just swag art. And yeah, I finished January. I've started February. But it looked like this last time. I think I had just started February, so I haven't really done a ton of stitches on this one. But this is what it looks like now. And it's kind of bothering me because the spiral is like getting fat, which, I mean, that's what makes it a spiral. So this is all of January, and then this is February working into that one. And then it like comes out here for March. So like I'm stitching it and I'm like, why is it not making a circle? it's going to be wrong. I'm doing it wrong. I messed up somewhere, but I think it's fine because it's supposed to be like a spiral, right? So it's not supposed to like close in on itself and be a perfect circle. It's got to have a little bit of the oblongness. It just annoys me when I look at it. So yeah, just trying to rein in the perfectionism, the OCD, and not be crazy about it and just trust the process because yeah, it's kind of driving me crazy. I feel like I messed up. I like check and recheck all the time to see if I made mistakes. But we'll see. Once I get through March, I feel like it will be a little bit better because that's the first quarter. And then the next quarter starts on a different spiral. So like it starts over here and goes around. So yeah, I think once I like get into it, I'll be fine. But right now I'm like, it looks funny. All right, and the next one that I worked on quite a bit. I almost got 3,100 stitches on this one, but I'm not really as concerned about getting the 3,100 stitches every month on this one. I'm not trying to finish this one this year like I'm trying to finish Deathly Hallows this year, but I do feel like when I pull this one out, I want to work on it a lot. And because I was sick, this one's great to work on because it doesn't really have a lot of color changes. There's a lot of big blocks. It doesn't require much thought. So when I was feeling really crappy, this was like the perfect stitch to work on. And that is Shitt's Creek Landmarks. And this is by Stitchy Time Designs on Etsy. And I think the last time I showed you guys, I was like, I finished page 4. I just called it a page finish because I had worked into the next page, the 5th page. So it was like more than just those, but the corner of page 4 wasn't done. The corner of page 4 is still not done. And I did finally hit 50% officially on this one last night. So that is my Shitt's Creek Landmarks. Took it out of the hoop for you guys because I'm nice like that. But I've got the town hall, Bob's garage. This is the top of the vet clinic. And this is like the awning and the entrance of the vet clinic. And Rose Apothecary and getting into the roof of the Rosebud Motel. So yeah, it's getting done. So this is 4 pages complete, and then I'm working on page 5. And like I said, this is like the perfect sick project because it does not require much thought or there's not a lot of counting and everything, even though I messed up. But I think I'm back on track because I think last time I talked about it, I had messed up like in this roof right here, and I had like gone over too far, so I gridded it so that I could kind of figure out where I was supposed to be. And I think I have it fixed now. I think it's all fine and dandy. So hopefully, so this might go away for a couple weeks. I still have plans to stitch on it this month with the fandom stitching, but I'm just gonna take a break for a minute. So that's all the whips that I worked on. I need to work on Tea Room because I still haven't hit 1,000 stitches on there, so then I can switch back to Moe and Chandon. Yeah, and I said I was going to start working on Deathly Hallows again. So yeah, lots of fun things to still work on. Just didn't have any progress with it this week because I was stitching on Shitt's Creek and stitching on Deathly Hallows a lot, and that's all right because those are priority projects that I want to finish this year. So yeah, I'm fine with that. All right, so I know in my last video I said I was going to stop buying things, and I also said that I didn't want to join a Patreon because I didn't want to stitch the same thing from the same designer a bunch. And here we are, and I bought things. And I also joined the Witchy Stitchers Patreon. She, like right after I filmed that video and said that, she released the frame for Nostalgic Tarot. So she did the nostalgic Ouija board, and it looks like it's a Ouija board, but it looks like Lisa Frank, like it's bright colors and dolphins and butterflies and things on it. And she had released those two of the nostalgic tarot cards. So I was like, oh, this looks really cool and really fun. So I joined, and I got a bunch of her patterns for joining, just whatever was available. There's a couple Christmas ones. I got the two nostalgic tarot cards that she had released, and then the frame for the Not a Stitch Along. She's calling it Not a Stitch Along because she's not like every month you're going to get a new card. She's like, when I feel like it, you're going to get a new card, which is fair because it is quite a big project. I am going to stitch it on 18 count black, and so this fabric has quite a large border on it, so I can have some flexibility when framing it, but like I can't even like it's so big. It's huge. It's huge. Like this is insane. This is the most giant piece of black fabric of all time. And I am really excited about it. So I'll be starting the frame this month. I have the fabric, obviously, and then I have most of the floss. There's a couple colors that I have to get, but most of it I was able to get from Stash. So if you need custom sized piece of fabric, I got this one from Stuart Stitch Designs. Yes, Stuart Stitch Designs on Etsy, and she cut, I just messaged her and I was like, I need a giant piece of this. And I was like, can I get a piece this big? How much is that going to cost? And she was like, yeah, sure, no problem. And pricing was really, really reasonable for such a big piece of fabric. And she actually did the fabric for my temperature stitch, which is just like a square. It was one of the sizes that she already had, and that was super affordable too. So if you are looking for some custom cut fabric or really any fabric, I would highly recommend her because she has definitely been good for me so far, especially with just like plain black, you know, like all the other pieces were like going to be $70, and I think I paid like $37.40 or something for this one. So yeah. And I mean, it might not, I don't know what brand it is, but it feels nice. It's not super stiff. It's got a little give to it, and it's large and in charge. So I am happy with that. And I would 100% recommend her shop if you need, if you are doing the tarot and you need a giant piece of fabric for not crazy amounts of money. And that back piece, like I took it out of the plastic bag it was shipped in, and I put it into one of my plastic bags that I use for project bags, and it already has a ton of cat hair and dog hair on it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And like I said, I did get a couple other of the dino stitches just to give people some options, I guess. So I did get this one with the asteroids, which is super cute. And then I also got this one, the unstoppable one, because I always thought that's funny. I've seen that on a few things, so with the little grabbers. So that's all of my haul. Not a ton, but I said I wasn't going to buy anything, and now here we are. I'm not going to buy anything in March, which is already a lie because I do need to I decided to do a couple of new starts this month, so I need to kit up. The floss is really what I need for it. I have enough of the, I have fabric for everything. I just need to kit up some of the floss that I don't have. But I have a $10 voucher to Michael's, so am I really buying it? Probably not. All right, so future plans. I've been talking about the fandom stitching challenge for, I keep teasing it, but I'll tell you what we're doing. So this month is March Madness, obviously. I am not a huge college sports fan, So, but I know the principle of it. I know enough. I feel like I know enough about every sport that I can get by, but I don't care. So for basketball, they do the March Madness. So they start with the Sweet 16, and then they go to the 8, and then 4, and then last 2, and then there's a winner. So we all are making a bracket, and you can pick like your 16 different projects, or you can pick like 1 or 2 and put some goals on them. I kind of I'm a little bit in the hybrid situation because I don't want to have 16 whips. I don't want to start stuff just to start stuff a little bit, but I also don't want to like pick just a couple projects. So mostly because I can't function with my brain like that right now. So I made my bracket. I'll put it up on the screen. I might change it a little bit, but for the most part, it will stay the same. So how it works is every day you stitch on a certain project, and whatever one gets the most stitches, or if you set a goal for that project, whatever one reaches the goal or is closest to reaching the goal, that one moves forward. It's very loosey-goosey rules. You could be like, you know what? I don't really want to move this one forward, and you can move forward the other one because you like it better. It doesn't matter. But that's the goal, is to stitch every day on a project, and then you are pushing that project along whichever one wins. So I'm doing most of my projects, and some of the projects I have on there twice. And then some of them are new starts, like the tarot, like the nostalgic tarot is definitely going to be a new start. So Witch's Brew was the first day because I was in Dallas on the first. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to stitch on that one for the first day. And so I was able to get progress on that one. And then it's finished. So really the one that it's up against, which is Cats and Plants, that one progressed because Witch's Brew is done. I can't technically stitch on it anymore. So, I mean, I could, but so yeah, that one will advance to the next round. And now we're doing days 3 and 4. So yesterday was Shitt's Creek, and I got like 222 stitches on it. And then today, I don't even know what today is. Today I'll be stitching on something, and we'll see if it gets more or less stitches than Shitt's Creek got last night. I've been thinking about making some shorter videos for updates on my March Madness, just like each bracket. So like each team, each stitch that goes against it. So maybe like every other day, just a quick 5-minute video about like, okay, this is where I started, this is where I finished, this is where I started, this is where I finished, this one has more. So this one's moving forward, and yay. We'll see. We'll start them, and we'll see if we can keep up. There might be some days where I just do like a couple brackets in one video, but we'll see. But yeah, that is the March Madness Challenge. If you want to join us, there's the Fandom Stitching group on Facebook, and it's really fun. There's lots of fun challenges. If you are really into keeping track of things, you can like double dip your points, but I'm really terrible about that because it's hard enough for me to post it the one time, let alone add it to other things. So yeah, it's fine though. It's fine. It's a lot of fun. It's mostly just fun. Get some stitching done and get some points and feel like, yeah, I'm on Team Daisy if you want to join my team, the cool team. So hopefully that will help me get through a couple projects and maybe get some stitches on a project that I normally wouldn't pick up, and get me going on a few new starts because I'm excited about that. Nostalgic Tarot is going to be a difficult one to stitch, just the way it is. So the borders of all the cards are like rainbow, but it's not like it's not a rainbow thread it's that you stitch on. It's like literally you got to change the colors. So yeah. So that is all the stitching updates that I have for you guys. If you were here just for the stitching, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the stitchy update, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and If you want to see more of my updates, make sure you're subscribed. If you've been watching a couple videos and you haven't subscribed, then you should just do that. It's just a button. It's not scary, I promise. Subscribe and you can see all of the updates on all the projects that I have been working on. So with that, we are going to get into the chill things, and there are a lot of chill things. Because I was sick, I was doing a lot of sitting around and nothing. So, I mean, I was stitching a little bit, but I wasn't stitching quite as much as I would if I was healthy. But I was still watching TV and listening to my audiobooks and everything. So first, I finished A Court of Silver Flames, which is the last book available. I don't know if she's going to write more, but the last book in A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. And I think last time I was complaining that Nesta was pissing me off and she was being like, eh. And she did, people were like, she gets better, just keep going. So she did get better. I love the little sisterhood that she built on her own and everything. And that was really cool. It's a lot, I saw somebody say steamy. It's a lot steamier than the other A Court of Thorns and Roses books, like bordering on like, okay, this is a bit much, but it was fine. You know, the story was still there. It could have been shorter because, I don't know. Anyway, so I did really like it. I enjoyed it. The ending was really great. And interesting about what's going to happen next because, you know, it's a Sarah J. Maas book, so they left it on a cliffhanger. What's going to happen next? I don't know, but I am looking forward to finding out. Maybe eventually. I don't know. She just keeps writing books, so I don't know how somebody. I don't know how somebody does that. I couldn't write one book, let alone like 5 in the course of 3 years or whatever. So after I returned that one, I got A Touch of Ruin, which is the second book in the modern retelling of Hades and Persephone's love story. The first one was A Touch of Darkness, I think. So this one was A Touch of Ruin. It's the second one. I think there's a third one. I don't know. But I think last time I was talking about how in the first book, like everything happened but nothing happened kind of situation. And I figured out, reading the second book made me figure out like what it was that was annoying me. And it's the fact that like these two people are like, we're in love and we're destined to be together. But like they've never had a real conversation. Like they've never talked about anything of consequence. Like, anytime they're about to have a serious conversation, they're like, let's just get naked instead. I'm like, how can you cannot have a relationship when you've never had a conversation with somebody about anything. So that's the thing that's bothering me. But I mean, I like the story for the most part. I'll read more. I'm just realizing that that's my beef with it, is that she has all these like rich friendships with other people, but then this person she's like in love with and destined to be with, she has like no relationship with, and it just like they never talk about anything. It annoys me. It's like they're like friends with benefits, but without the friends. They're just benefits. So like I said, when it comes to audiobooks, when it rains, it pours. So another one that I got is called Immortal Longings, and it's by Chloe Gong. And I started this one, I got like a quarter of the way through it, and then I got another, but we'll get to that. So I kind of paused it for a minute. But it's kind of Hunger Games-esque, like people enter into this contest and you can get killed, and if you survive, you get all this money and everything. In this like dystopian city situation. So yeah, it's interesting. I'm not too far into it yet, but I am gonna go back to it now that I finished this other book. But yeah, I've been enjoying it. It's different and interesting. So yeah, it's like basically from 3 character perspectives. So I am interested to see how one of the characters gets woven into the other 2 characters. Because 2 of the characters like know each other. They're like cousins or something. And then the other person is just like random. And people can like invade other people's bodies. And so like if you have the gene to do that, you can just like take over somebody else's body. And that's the thing that I'm having a hard time with. Like, they've been laying out rules and stuff, but I'm still just like, I don't understand what's happening. But because one of the characters, like, he doesn't even have his regular body anymore. He just jumps from body to body to body to body to body, and that's how he lives his life. And it's weird. I'll go back to it now that I have finished this other book, and that is All This Twisted Glory by Tahira Mafi. And okay, I have more beef with this book. I feel like lately I've been having beef with the books. I think because I keep like going in succession and get like on top of each other. Like I need a break from the genre. I feel like a little bit. But I did really like it. I just finished it like this morning. And I really liked it because the story is interesting and the characters are great and the characters are very well thought out and fleshed out and everything. But like this book was kind of slow at first because, and I mean, even like later on in the book, it still happens. They have like this inner monologue and they're just like talking to themselves, remembering things and being like, why would someone do this? And why would somebody act like that? And why would I do this? And then it's like a whole chapter or a few chapters of being inside this character's head. And then all of a sudden it goes, they thought all of this within seconds. And now we're back to like the real life action. And I don't know, that was kind of annoying me. And it was kind of getting slow and boring. Especially because like it didn't start out that like the very beginning was interesting and a lot was happening and stuff. But then like the whole middle part was just like internal monologue and people plotting and devising things. And it just was kind of annoying. But of course it ended on this like crazy cliffhanger. And now I'm like, when does the next book come out? Because this one just came out like at the beginning of February. So now I have to wait for more. But she also has another series called Shatter Me. And I really loved that series. There's 6 books. And then she just came out with like another like extension book of it that I put on hold at the library. I don't know. It's been a long time since I read the Shatter Me series. So I don't know if I don't remember what happened. We'll see. We'll see how that one goes because I don't know if I'm going to remember it. I know I mentioned Hunger Games-esque with Immortal Longings, but I did watch A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and I did not love it. It was a little pointless, a little useless. I mean, it's nice to see how snow became snow, but at the same time, it really felt just like, I don't know the word for it. It felt unnecessary, you know, like it felt more like a money grab than an actual like extension of the story. And I don't know. And I didn't really like the whole songbird part with the girl and the singing, and like that was weird. And then like the games part of it was weird. It just seemed like it was just like thrown together. I don't know. Wasn't a fan. I finished 30 Rock rewatch, and that was amazing. Always. I love that show. And yeah, if you haven't watched 30 Rock, definitely go check it out. It's on Hulu. I watched this Netflix documentary called Lover, Stalker, Killer. Wild. If you like true crime. And it's not too terrible. Like, I could watch it by myself at night and feel okay about the situation. But it was really good. Really crazy. Like, people are crazy. Yeah, they're crazy. I say that every time I watch a Netflix documentary, but people are crazy. And yeah, definitely go watch it. It's a cool one. Speaking of Netflix documentaries, I've been watching F1 Drive to Survive with my husband. And it's fun to see like the behind the scenes from the season before, but at the same time, it's kind of annoying because like one of the whole storylines is like Hamilton's contract is going to be up, and then he signs a contract with them, but we know this whole time that he's moving to Ferrari next year. So it kind of takes the drama out of it, I guess. I mean, if you only watch Drive to Survive, you don't actually watch F1 and you don't keep up on the news, then yeah, it's great. But I think it would be nice if it was like, if they aired episodes while the season was still going versus like that season is over and we're starting the new season. And like, it just seems silly. Like some of the drama and some of the storylines don't really matter to us because we pay attention to what's going on. But yeah, it's still interesting. I still like it. I still like to watch it. But sometimes it's just a little like, okay, well, we know how this ends kind of situation. And then the first F1 race was actually this past weekend in Bahrain. And I did not bring my F1 stitch, which is my Modern Folk embroidery biscuit mill stitch. I didn't bring it with me, so I didn't stitch on it while we were watching it. And really, we didn't watch it. We had events going on during like qualifying and stuff, so we didn't watch that. And then we woke up to watch the race very briefly and both fell asleep halfway through. And woke up and college basketball was on. So yeah, we didn't really watch it. It didn't seem like it was very eventful. It was kind of boring. But yeah, I feel like that's kind of what this season's going to be like again. But we also watch MotoGP, and sometimes that's more exciting. So like we get the excitement from there, and we watch F1 just to be like, something might happen. I don't know. Also, while I was on Netflix looking around, the movie Yesterday is on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, it's such a good movie. It was on Prime for a while too, but it is about this guy and there's like a big power outage, and at the same time he gets hit by a bus, and when he wakes up, no one remembers the Beatles, and like parts of history are like missing. Like nobody knows what Coca-Cola is and like things like that. Cigarettes was one of the ones that's super funny. So he remembers the Beatles and he remembers all of their songs. And so he starts to recreate all of the Beatles songs. And it's great. It's really great. One of my favorite movies. Super funny, super cute. I really like that movie. So if you haven't seen it, or if you have seen it and you want to watch it again, it's on Netflix now. So yay. I promise this is the last thing. I feel like I keep saying also, and then. I promise this is the last thing. I do want to watch Spaceman, which is another Adam Sandler movie that they put on Netflix. He's in space with a giant spider. I don't know. I'm intrigued. You know, I like Adam Sandler. I don't like spiders, but I'll give this one a try, you know? But anyway, I promise I'm done talking your ear off about things. Look for those March Madness videos on my channel. Make sure you subscribe if you don't want to miss any of those. See how that whole pans out, all the exciting matchups that we have going on. And hopefully I can keep up on some of those videos for you guys. But that is all that I have as far as stitching and chill things. And I promise I won't wait so long until the next video. I have some other videos planned that I want to share with you guys. But I've been so sick. I've been like sick on top of sick. And then we left town. So I'm glad I'm finally feeling better and starting to get back into it. So stick around for the channel and check out those videos. And in the meantime, I will see you in the next one. Bye.